Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I've got an experiment I want to try. I found this really old school technique in one of my old trim carpenter books, and the technique is called blind nailing. And basically what it is you'll take a piece of wood. I'm going to try it on this piece of knotty alder that I had left over, and you take that piece of wood and you take a chisel or some kind of small plane and you just curl up the surface of the wood, and without breaking the curl off, you drive a nail into the valley that the curl came out of, or a screw, and then you lay the curl back down. You glue it down, and the idea is that you're not supposed to be able to detect where that nail or screw was driven into the wood. It's an alternative to wood filler and wood putty, so we're going to give it a shot today. And like I said, I've never tried this before. This is my first time, and I found this technique in one of my old trim carpenter books. A lot of times I'll go to the used bookstore in the woodworking home sections, and I'll look for the oldest thing I can find, because those are the ones that have the coolest tips and techniques. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. Whether it's going to work with knotty alder, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But let's go ahead and get to it. So here's the chisel I'm going to be using for this experiment. This is a 1/4 inch chisel, and it's really sharp. And the reason I chose this chisel is because I'm going to be using this screw right here. It has a 1/4 inch head and diameter. And the idea with choosing this chisel is I want just enough to cover that screw head. I don't want any more, because the less I have to curl up, I think it's going to be better. So I'll curl up the wood with this, get that wood out of that way, drive the screw in, and then lay that wood back down, and we'll see if this blind nailing technique is going to work. So here we go, attempt number 1. I'm just going to try to curl up that wood right in this area and just be real finesse with it, because I know this wood will just break off. So I need to get it to be like a door. So this will be my door. This is like the hinge area. Then I can close the door on the screw. I think that's going to be good. I'm thinking about taking excess material out of here. Or not excess, but extra material. But I think what I'll do is I'll just drive the screw down in there more. And I want to be real careful with this piece, because this can't break off, or it defeats the whole purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and drive that screw in there, and we'll give this a try. So since I chose such a small chisel and screw setup, I got to get this like right in there. So now I need to try to lay that down real gently, because I don't want it to break. Yeah, I just broke a little bit on the edge, or on the back edge, back in the left, top left. I can see it broke. So, I don't know. I don't know if it's just the knotty alder, or, this is my first time doing this, so I'm no expert on it. But I'm going to go ahead and, even though it broke, I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down and sand it, and we'll see the outcome of it. And I'm just going to use CA glue, because that's what I always use. No, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for it to dry. And we'll just hold that for a few seconds. So it's still connected on the top right. It broke on the top left over here. And it's a really rough surface to the touch. But hopefully with a little bit of sanding, maybe this screw will disappear. So let's check it out. I'm gonna sand this with some heavy sandpaper, probably like a 120, and then I'll do 220. Okay, so there's our experiment right there. You can see it right in the middle, and the accelerator around it dried. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and sand it because it is out pretty proud. And see if we can get this thing to disappear completely. Let me get the 220 on it now. Yeah, I can definitely see, obviously, there's something there. So it doesn't conceal it completely. But is it better than a nail hole? I don't know. I think a nail hole would be just as fine and easy to fill with some wood glue and sand, or with some wood glue and sawdust. So will this work? I don't know. Let me get a close-up on it so you can see. So there it is. It's not beautiful or anything. Try to get a focus on it. You can see a rectangular shape where it was cut out. So maybe if I throw some stain on there. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna throw some stain right there, and we'll see just how it looks with stain, because that would be the ultimate test. How does it look with stain? Does it look, better than a nail hole? Because that's what I want to know. Let me grab some stain I got laying around here. All right, I got the stain now. I'm going to go ahead and just run it across that area. You can see, and I had an error here. I got some of that CA glue to squeeze out, so you can see the CA glue right there. But I don't really think that's good, I don't know. I'm gonna say that's not good. Because the point is to be better than a nail hole. Because a nail hole would be super easy to fill in with a mix of sawdust and wood glue, or just getting a putty that would match that stain color. So I don't think that's worth it. I'm going to try it one more time just for the heck of it, and we'll see if I can do a better job than that. Because that to me is no good. It's not better than a nail hole. And I think this time, to be fair to the technique, I'm going to try to use an 18 gauge brad nail instead of the screw, because the method is called blind nailing, not blind screwing. So I'll try to curl up some more of that wood like that. Not as much this time. I think I went too deep the first time. And then I'm just gonna shoot a nail in there. I got my 18 gauge brad nailer right here, and I'll try to aim it right in there, right on the left side. Perfect. And then I need to put a dab of glue to hold that down. And I decided I'm not gonna activate the glue this time. I'm just gonna let it set, and I'll try to lay that down. That looks much better than the first one. So I'm just gonna hold that for a little bit, and we'll see how this one's gonna turn out. This one's already looking so much better than the first one. The first one was pretty bad. That's pretty good. I think if I get more glue in there, a better glue surface, that one actually looks pretty good. You can see that the wood is still up, but I think with a little bit of sanding and maybe a little bit more glue, I might be able to make this method work. I think that's what it's going to take. And it feels a lot smoother. It's definitely got some ridges in it, but it's better than the first one, so there's an improvement there. Let me hit it with this 220. We'll see. I think I'll just see how this is going to turn out. So that one's a lot better than the first one. I mean, you can see a line where it was curled up, but the first one was horrible. So here's that second one from the top view. And as you can see, there's wood that's been cut out that's making this shape here. And that's the problem with this, is that it still leaves something to be seen. The whole purpose of this technique is to get rid of the nail hole and blind the nail. But you can see that there's still something that's causing attention in this area. And it's pretty smooth surface now that I sanded it and everything. But it's not anything better than a nail hole. I'm gonna go ahead and stain this right here, bird's eye view for you right above, and you tell me what you think. Now maybe this will just look like wood grain, but if it looks anything like that first one I did, I'm gonna say I would never use this method. Yeah, I think the problem is right where I start the chisel cut, right there, you can see it's dark, very dark, like it's been marred, because obviously it has. So was this better than a nail hole? I don't think so. I mean, this is my first time doing this, so obviously I'm no expert on it, but just from this, I don't think I would ever use this. Because you can see, I mean, that definitely draws attention. So there you have it. That's my first attempt at blind nailing, and I don't think I would ever probably use that after trying it, unless I'm doing something wrong. I don't know, maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, but the book did also mention that there is a blind nail plane. So like a regular wood plane, but it was just a small little plane. So I just took the smallest chisel I could find to try to, you know, do what a plane would do and just curl up that wood. But I searched all over the internet. I looked on eBay, Amazon, old tool stores, you know, websites, and I couldn't find anything on a blind nail plane. And the book says that's what it is, a blind nail plane. I can't find it anywhere. So I just tried the same thing with the chisel, and the results were not that great in my opinion. I think I would rather just, you know, fill in the nail hole with a wood putty that matches as close as possible, or fill in the nail hole with a mixture of sawdust from the wood and wood glue. So you guys let me know what you think about this blind nailing thing. I don't think I would ever use it in the field, but I mean, that's why I wanted to try it. Maybe I would have if it would have worked out better. As of right now, at the end of this experiment, I don't think I'll use it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care.